All right, welcome to PREM1R Cooking Special. Today, everybody's favorite domesticated jungle fowl, chicken. Be looking at some fine chicken breasts and preparing them in several ways for you in your probably over-obsessed meal prep. First way we're going to be doing it is just in the normal stove, like you turn on the burner, flames come up, maybe you use a lighter, I don't know. Regardless, that's going to be the first way. Second way, we ripping them up in the oven. That'll be the full breast. We're going to wrap her up in tin foil. That's going to be something you can have as a whole meal perhaps. And third of all, if you're really fancy, the air fryer, because it's like a small oven. Regardless, first one we're going to be doing here is, of course, the skillet. Okay, so for the skillet chicken, the first thing you got to do is, like we said, acquire a hunk of jungle fowl. Usually, you want to be eating lighter meats. However, the dark meat of chicken, which is found often in legs, tends to be higher in fat. At this point, we don't want to be having an overly large amount of that because this is more of a protein than anything else. At this point, we're going to be chopping it up lengthwise, horizontally. Just into some nice chunks, and then going up along on the horizontal axis. More importantly, we want to expose as much surface area as possible in order to let all the juicy goodness marinate into them, right? So, having done that in pieces as big as you'd like, next step is marination. Alright, so having remembered to wash your hands prior to doing any of this, you're going to select your pot, a very important point. In this instance, we have the cast iron skillet. This is not what you want. These are a pain to clean and probably not the best decision for chicken. All right, so what we're going to be using is this kind of weird pink pan that my mom got sometime. At any rate, going to be saucing on the low to medium. Okay, make sure the stove actually lights so you don't explode the house. At any rate, you want to get your heat on pretty low. I put it on 3. Make sure you do around 3. Regardless, you're going to be saucing in your chicken here. Doesn't need to sizzle. Chicken is not like pork or a burger, so you don't really want that sizzle right off the bat. Ingredients you're going to be wanting to make the stovetop chicken, in this case, you're going to have some beautiful extra virgin olive oil. Of course, we get the staples, salt and pepper right there. In order from least spicy to most spicy, paprika, some chili powder, cayenne, and of course, if you do a lot of them, it's going to be the most spicy, but if you don't do a lot, it's not really going to be. The roasted red pepper flakes. And really throwing a curveball at you, the beautiful maple syrup. Make sure you're not ripping it. You want the real stuff. That's what you need. It's the healthiest type. In all honesty, you probably don't need it if you're really just going for it. Furthermore, you will be needing a utensil. We have a very large spoon. So, grabbing your extra virgin olive oil, liberally sprinkle this baby up with it. You don't want to have an overabundant amount of it, as it will make the chicken kind of have a too oily taste. But you want to make sure that it's a good lubricant in order to let the chicken move around in the pan and so that other things can stick to it. Alright, so having reduced the heat a little bit, we're going to add on a beautiful cymbal or half cover. And what this is going to do is allow the chicken to cook through tenderly. Do not make the mistake of thinking chicken is like a burger where you want it medium rare. You do not. Want to make sure it's fully cooked through. So we have it on a little bit lower of a heat, and it's going to allow the heat to coagulate and formulate inside there, getting all the juicy goodness set up. So we're going to keep that on for about 2 more minutes, and then we add the piece de resistance, a little bit of maple syrup. Alright, so having covered the chicken, allowing it to cook the innards, we are now ready to add in the maple syrup. Some of you may not be so blessed as to be living around the New England area, but a quality maple syrup is highly different from the crappy store-bought stuff. So, we're adding in 1 tablespoon here, going to coat it around. It's going to add to the nice fond that we have building on the bottom of this pan here. All right, gonna mix it around a little bit, getting all the juices around the chicken. And you may be wondering, how do we know if it's done? Well, a good tender piece of chicken should be about the rigidity of one's palm. So, how does one test this? You just kind of keep poking at them. Yeah. Sure that you don't really go through like that. And that's how you know you're set. If you can cut it in half, probably needs a little bit more time. Alright, so making sure that you definitely didn't wash out the pan already and had to do this whole thing again to get more glaze, what you're going to do now is apply the beautiful sauce as it slowly drips down over the chicken. Beautiful landmark piece of cooking right here. Really graduating to the next level with a reduction. That's how you know you're no longer a cooking novice. You really pop your cherry. All right, so we can move on to the, wonder if this stuff's any good. It's actually really good. I'm surprised.